and one thing that didn't show on the tail of the tape, 250 amateur fights, a Cuban national champion called the Machine. So he is a guy that has a lot of experience beyond his professional career of only 3 fights. I'm anxious to see him, and he has that look of a fighter to me, but there he gets popped in the nose with 2 jabs from Buitimea.
Excited to see him go to work here tonight. We had a chance to interview him yesterday, and the man spoke in sound bites. He said he has Cuban blood with a Mexican heart, and right now he's starting to put the hands together. But now rocked by Buitimea, firing back.
And that's because he's not showing responsible defense. He's so focused on his offense, De La Torre, that he's not even thinking about anything coming back from Buitimea. There's a nice body shot by Buitimea.
Looking at De La Torre, 3 wins, all by way of knockout. We'll see if he can call upon this experience of a very gamed opponent here early who's trying to push him.
A lot of action early on. Again, not a lot of defense and no feeling out process whatsoever. De La Torre fighting more of the Mexican style than the Cuban style right now, but entertaining for the fans.
And so far he's been able to be this aggressive. Buitimea has landed several times, but nothing all that dangerous yet, Smitty, but you can never get too comfortable.
Already some swelling under the eye of De La Torre, courtesy of the Buitimea left hooks that he's landed early. And he landed some big ones. There's a nice right hand to the body and another right hand to the head.
See more volume coming now from De La Torre. Bit of a stumble forward there. Swing and a miss there.
Both of these guys in action this year. De La Torre scored a first-round KO in September, and Buitimea lost a TKO in November. But he's holding his own, Buitimea, here early in the fight in round 1.
He's definitely game here. 30 seconds left in this first round. Left hand to the body there by De La Torre. Final 10 here left in the opening frame. We are underway.
And there's a couple of nice jabs by De La Torre. You know, without fans, or very few of them, perhaps they hear me and they're listening, taking instruction from ringside.
I'm not sure if there's truth to it, but I've heard there's plans just to report back your commentary, Smitty.
I should get an extra paycheck. Nice right hand by De La Torre.
These guys trying to get an extra paycheck here by putting on a show.
De La Torre should throw the uppercut. Because Buitimea, his posture, he's leaning straight down. He's not looking at what he's throwing at. He's wide open for an uppercut. There's a nice body shot, kind of an uppercut. Hooker cut there by De La Torre. See his posture, TJ. He's looking straight down at the floor. That's a recipe for disaster. Unless he can uncork one of those left hooks and do some damage. These guys also, the head's really coming together. They got to be careful for that.
Left hand on the counter there by Buitimea, but really swinging leather is De La Torre. See the change in approach here in round number 2 compared to his offensive output in round number 1. Very content to throw these combinations. Ooh, nice right hand.
De La Torre much more accurate here in round number 1. Still throwing everything hard, and that's great for the fans, but as he progresses in his career, and he should know this from the amateur experience, you don't throw everything hard. Set some stuff up with some lighter shots and setup shots, and sometimes even throwaway shots.
I think you need to know your opponent as well Buitimea is been able to stand in there and take these shots. If he's able to get to the third round, maybe we see De La Torre have to be forced to take a step back as far as output is concerned.
Surprised we haven't, TJ, seen any blood yet. These guys have landed so many solid shots, but I don't see any blood from either guy yet.
Left hand by Buitimea.
Landed a couple of them there. They were both slapping shots, but nevertheless they landed. De La Torre just doesn't seem to have any concern about the offensive production or prowess of Buitimea. He just feels like I guess that he can't hurt him. But you can develop bad habits here early on.
Yeah, that left hand has found a home a few times, but there's just not as much on it as far as the power that's come in the way of Buitimea.
Yeah, you can.
De La Torre said yesterday in our meetings that he wants to put on a show. He likes to be an entertainer, and as you said, the style is definitely entertaining, but you got to believe it's one hard to keep up over the course of 6 rounds.
Yeah, if it was a 4-rounder, I wouldn't even be worried about it. But since it's 6, and one of the telltale signs is that's twice now, and he's being shoved down, but that sometimes is a sign that your legs are starting to go a little bit. Nice jab by De La Torre.
Just rushing forward with some slapping shots to the body is Buitimea. Oh, nice right hand, but a left countered.
There he learned from that first shot. He got out of the way of the second one. I think De La Torre, he prides himself in being a little bit Cuban, a little bit Mexican. We've seen a lot of the Mexican stuff. Now he's trying to implement some of the slickness of the Cuban fighters by making the guy miss a little bit, and I think it would behoove him to do that. Don't lose your identity.
Isaac definitely game throughout, but still having to survive and weather this storm of offense by De La Torre.
It's a great example a second ago of what the jab can do. De La Torre started with it and he finished with it. And the great trainers from the past, I know my trainer Matt Goodman would teach, start with a jab, finish with the jab, if possible.
Last body shot by De La Torre definitely had an effect on Buitimea.
Finally, a little bit of defense being demonstrated by De La Torre. Slipping a few shots, sliding with a few, parrying a few, and again, using that jab. Still getting hit with the left hook, but lands a big overhand right that he told us is his best and hardest punch.
I believe that snapped his opponent's head back quite nicely there, but again, still game, still very much in this fight. 45 seconds left here in round number 3. Big overhand misses.
Buitimea slowing down, TJ. His mouth is open a little bit. Fatigue starting to set in, and you brought up that point. You can clearly see it, or I can see it. Has kind of a pained expression on his face, and I understand why. Little bit better distance from in his amateur career that, Buitimea might be really outgunned, but he's hung in there. The first round I had even, the round 2 and 3 I gave to De La Torre.
TJ DeSantis, James Smitty Smith, south of the border tonight in beautiful San Carlos, Sonora, Mexico. RJJ Boxing, night 1 of a 2-night doubleheader. De La Torre again trying to end the night here of Buitimea. Mixing up all his shots to the body and to the head. Right hand finds a home for Buitimea, but this is a lot of output here from De La Torre, working the body. Now covering up a bit more.
De La Torre told us he prides himself in his intelligence, but one of the things that he hasn't shown is the ability to see how open the left hook is. I'm sorry, the uppercut, because Buitimea is just constantly looking down at the canvas when they get on the inside. He's been doing it from the beginning, so it's not really from fatigue. But that's when you throw an uppercut, and that might be the shot that could end this thing.
Buitimea a bit on the run, on the ropes here. Ate a right hand a moment ago by De La Torre, but still firing back. Halfway point here of round number 4. Ooh, that one hurt. A little bit low, I think. Referee Edgar Diaz spotted it right away, allowing Buitimea to get his wits back about him. Never fun to have that one go a bit low, but I'm sure both these guys will utilize this respite and come back out and throw with volume. It's been a lot of volume here tonight.
He has up to 5 minutes. We'll take a look while we have the opportunity and see this shot. There's been a few low blows. That one was clearly a little south of the border, as they say. Action resumes.
Right hand to the body, follows it up with the left. Really targeting that body is De La Torre. A lot of head movement here by Buitimea.
Every single shot is hard by De La Torre, and he will, as he gets into lengthier fights, TJ, that's going to be an issue for him with his own stamina. He just takes so much out of you to throw everything hard, and I think it takes away from a lot of times getting knockouts. Again, when the level of competition rises, as it will.
See the adjustments here. Buitimea trying to work a lot more head movement here in the latter part of this 4th round.
Buitimea is strictly waiting, however, on De La Torre's offensive attacks, and then he kind of will just wing a left hook, and some of them have been landing, but he doesn't start out really counterpunching. He doesn't start out offensively at all. Doesn't take the lead at all.
Closing moments here of round number 4. What game plan is, but any adjustments you'd like to see here?
More of the jab, establish the distance a little bit better, not throw everything hard, just like he's kind of doing right there. Pop the jab, vary the jab, use the jab to set up everything else, and not smother your own shots. When he gets inside, he just is so content on landing these hard shots, he smothers everything, and there's no stepping to the side and creating any angles or any openings that might produce the knockout.
Nice right hand there by De La Torre. And we've talked about De La Torre not really respecting the power of his opponent throughout this fight. At this point, you got to believe confidence is even higher as Buitimea is a lot more tired. His output not where you want to see it as far as, returning in kind.
No, and I didn't see any film of him. I don't know if he's a natural counterpuncher or if this is just a byproduct of the power and the aggression of De La Torre, but you still, even as a counterpuncher, you got to develop something there, and that's the way to do it. He tried it, but it was a very tentative jab. He to me right now, Buitimea seems focused on survival rather than winning the fight. There he's coming forward a little bit there, and that's better. Those body shots are hurting, though, man. He got hurt there by a body shot. But he got hurt with a left hook to the body. And if De La Torre is smart, he'll go right back to the left. Forget about the head and go right back to the body. A couple of left hooks to the body, and this fight might be over. That's what's bothering him.
De La Torre coming alive. Buitimea on the run, but trying to return in kind. Now switching to the head is De La Torre. Back into the corner here. Under a minute remains here in round number 5. Initiating the clinch.
When you land and hurt a guy with a headshot, you vary and do some different things. But when you hurt a guy to the body, you go right back to that same spot, even if his elbow is there, because it still hurts and it'll still put you down.
30 seconds left here in round number 5. Isaac Buitimea definitely showing some heart here, weathering this storm, but eats a left hand there.
Now, oh, that's that. That one, there it is.
Nice body shot there. Drops Buitimea.
He might not make it. I don't know how much time left in the round, but if I were De La Torre, I would jump right back. You
can see him
to the body.
The distance there, trying to get. I mean, at the end of the day, like you said, he's definitely down in this fight. And yep, they're taking the gloves off.
Good call.
Yep.
Good call by the corner. Are they adjusting
maybe
the tape?
No, they're just adjusting the tape, it looks like.
That's interesting.
No,
it's over.
It is over. It is over.
Still undefeated out of Camagüey, Cuba, La Máquina, Ariel Perez de la Torre.